Welcome back everyone to Lore of the Shadow, where today we are heading for Caras Gelebren, which is our next major hub that we have. This is a ruined elven city, so that means I hope that we are going to find plenty of artifacts for our scholarly work, because I've been having a great deal of trouble with that, which is absolutely nothing new for the lowest level of being a scholar. So perhaps we will maybe find some on the various mobs in here and perhaps be able to pick some up as we go along. We are right at the entrance into the city here. Let's set ourselves to... Oh, I switched over to looking for artifacts just in time. Now out in the field, I was setting up to look for farming items because I was hoping maybe I could find some yarrow somewhere around there, since that's something that could be useful for a scholar. But I didn't find any yarrow, so I'll just have to settle for regular scholarly materials such as shattered pictures and the like. So I'll probably be picking up a few of these as I inefficiently wend myself towards the camp of the Rangers. Well, it's not like I was heading straight there in the first place, considering that I spent a day with the scouts of Dunland while I was coming along here. There you go. But yes, these ruins are perfectly nice places in which to do searching for scholarly materials. Oh, this last place that I was searching happened to be right next to the ranger camp. Alright, I want to make sure I speak with the stable master before anything else. Now actually,
hello there.
This is a good hub because this is where the housing item brings you. But I don't think I've visited my home on this character, but I really should do that so that I will be able to take the housing item in order to get here as necessary. And here is Dwindle. Hello.
You say you bring word from Manildir.
I have not spoken with Manildir since he left us, disgraced by the breaking of his oath. We were friends once, and grew up together in Tornhad, but he proved faithless. I'm surprised by only this, that he has not turned brigand, as we all assumed. Perhaps this is well, that he sends you with a message of warning. What cares he for the folk of this land, or any other? Still, this message that you bring arrives late. We have been watching Uruks move behind the walls of Caras Gelebren for several days now. They're looking for something, but what that might be, we have yet to discover. I encourage you to climb the sloping path to the southeast that leads into the ruins. Perhaps you will find something that we have not. Climb the sloping path to the southeast of Echad Herthas. Alright, I had been wondering why all this focus in here, and of course completely missed this point the last time I played through here. Of course, they're going through here. Anything to do with ring lore. I mean, this is Caras Gelebren. This is part of the complex of Eregion, where the rings were forged. Of course, oh yes, these aren't orcs from Sauron, these are orcs from Saruman. And Saruman wants any information on ring lore that he can get. Of course, he's doing all sorts of quests and seeing people in Eregion where you encounter them when you do the Eregion quest. So of course, they would also be down here in Swanfleet on the other side of the river. Oh, I don't know how I missed that one. White Hands approach.
I have been keeping watch over these lands for quite some time.
Many travelers have been attacked by wargs of late. I have been keeping a watch over these lands for quite some time, and it troubles me that the shadow grows bolder. We must be vigilant, or the shadow will consume these lands. I would ask that you investigate the hills to the north across the river. That is the site of the most recent attack. You will most likely find wargs, and then, when you do, eliminate them. Rumors have spread, and I fear that the White Hand approaches. Alright, so I need to defeat invading wargs. Okay.
Well met. Are you heading west?
And apparently we got some elves here too. If you're heading west, I have a boon to ask of you. Along the banks of the land masses in Wadewater grows a plant known to some as the flowering rush. The plant is edible, and I admit that my craving for it has brought me all this way. I was sent back here with my tail between my legs, however. The dread turtles were too fierce, and have a taste for the rushes as well. Please, if you're in that area, would you bring me back any of the rushes that you might find? Right now, I'll look for any of those. So I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be going west any soon because I think I'm being sent to other places. Foes of the Silver Bastion.
Many are the wounds of war that scar these lands.
Caras Gelebren, the Silver Bastion, must be cleared of the hostile forces that inhabit it. I care not what creatures they are. If they wish harm to the elves or the places held dear by my people, they must be defeated. So I must defeat foes within Caras Gelebren. Okay. And the approaches to Caras Gelebren.
Not but ruins remain of the proud kingdoms of old.
Caras Gelebren lies in ruins, but it is a place of much significance for the elves, and we should not allow Uruks and other hateful creatures to despoil its once proud plains. Can you, I ask you, to scout several of the approaches to the city? There is a bridge to the northeast and a river bank to the southwest, and each of these could be used by our enemies to surprise us. There's also a sloping hill to the southeast that rises up in Caras Gelebren proper, and that should be scouted as well. So I need to scout 3 locations. I'm sure I'll forget to scout all of them. So that's quite a number of quests that I've got around here. That's 6 of them in all, it looks like. So it's time for me to head out and see what I can find. I'll probably find plenty of Uruks, maybe some other foes as well. Like, well, there is a... looks like a member of the Drygluth. Well, I'm assuming he's Drygluth and not... What would you call a Swan clan in their language? That's an interesting question, since there is no Swan clan that I can remember from the other clans that they have, and I sort of made that up. So what would you call a Swan clan? Looks like the Welsh word for swan is Alarch. So how about Alarch Luth? See if I can actually remember that. Oh, apparently that one wasn't Alarch Luth. He was, oh, the slope leads upwards to the ruins of the city, already full of enemies. Well, I'm sure that's the case. And we'll deal with more of these enemies. They're all around us. And also I should keep an eye out for scholarly materials, because we'll need as many of those as we can get if I'm going to be ready before we head into Cardolan. Because when we head into Cardolan, there'll be the next tier. I won't be able to level up my apprentice level so easily once we get there. So I am, yes, emphasizing things a little bit on this matter. Besides, this seems like a real nice place in which to do research. I suppose that this actually makes a better field site than a research area. I think a research area is usually thought to be something that is reasonably quiet. Checking the western approach. Though once I do that, I think I'll be close to the area where I need to go and find those rushes. So maybe I will look for those rushes despite thinking I was going to be going there for a while. Now, what am I supposed to do when I get here? Find the bridge to the north and find the riverbank to the southwest. Okay, this is the riverbank. Ah, the river poses a natural barrier against incursions from this direction. Well, I guess that's good news. I think I found the spot where I could get the rushes. Here we are, a flowering rush. So I have to rush my way through here then? Actually, before I go the other way, I probably should have come down the bank in the first place because it looks like that direction I came pumped me right into the middle of where they are. So that means I have to go down one coastline and then go back up afterwards. But it looks like it's not too bad on finding them. Now the question is, are they on both sides of the bank? Of course they are. Well, this will take some time. It looks like there are some ruins here just north of the rushes. And of course, you know, right now I can't resist ruins and picking up the scholarly materials there. But once I have finished gathering this, I should be able to head back to the camp to turn in this quest. I haven't finished everything yet, but at least I have the rushes back.
Ah, you are most welcome back.
I see the turtles were not too much for you to handle. I am looking forward to cooking these rushes up right away. You have my thanks. You're welcome. Now, let's get back to my exploration of this area. The bridge we are to explore should be around here. There's also an Uruk around here. Now, we'll deal with the Uruk first. Good. Now, the bridge. Ah, here's the bridge right over here. The bridge is clear of threats from the north. For now. Ah, yes. The words "for now," they always send a shiver down your spine, don't they? Now, any scholarly materials are way up there. Now, I guess we're done with that, so let's remove the quest focus. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now, what is the thing we need to do next? Oh, defeat foes. Well, we're going to be doing that anyway. The wargs are going to be later. I think they might be from the other side of that bridge. Are they? Apparently, wargs aren't the only things that are on this side of the river. We've got a walking holly right over there. I suppose that is quite appropriate for this area. And now we need to deal with wargs. And apparently they have decided to go on the other side of these rocks. Now, is there a way around these rocks, or is this one of those places where hobbits fear to tread? Certainly where this hobbit fears to tread. A troll. A wood troll, specifically. Now, I suspect that quests on this side are going to be involving things like that. Now, how does one get to the wargs? I mean, Uruk-hai, in fact, at level. Completed! Uruk, Slayer of Swanfleet! Yay! Bad news. Uruk Slayer of Swanslead, advance. Ah, finally got up here. And yes, there is an invading warg. They even invasive warg. Oh, well, the quest says invading, the name says invasive. Either way, I think it works. We can deal with these wargs, then head back to Caras Gelebren. I have checked out the approaches.
Will you aid us?
This pelt, I should have known. These are no ordinary wargs. It is as the rumor suggested. These fell beasts are a plague upon the land. I fear it will be difficult to contain this threat if we do not act quickly. Take this pelt to Provandis in Ithobel, northeast of here. Follow the main road and cross the bridge to the north. She has been keeping watch on the western Eregion, and my suspicions of this new threat come from a more recent reports. This should prove to be of value to her. She will have more information for you. Alright, fine. I will deliver this pelt, but that's after. Alright, that's why that was a higher level one, because that was a feeder quest into Western Eregion. Now, as for this, I am to... No, this is about the approaches. That was to kill the wargs. Okay, now I got it.
Alas for Caras Gelebren. Alas for the Meerdine.
It is good that the approaches to Caras Gelebren are mostly free of enemies, but my heart grieves that Uruks and other such foes already stalk the lanes of the city. Thank you for your efforts on our behalf. Alright, good. Now, I suppose these quests were here already. I just missed it because she's got the gray signal here. So these must be low-level ones. Going astray in Gualkruban.
Will you lend me your ear?
Megavanen. Over the water, a bit away from here, is Gualkruban, home of the vicious turtles that beaks strong enough to bite through. Well, I shudder to think of it. My companion Inathron wandered that way yesterday to look for the ruins and has not yet returned. Please watch for him if you're heading that way. Okay. I wish I did notice these quests earlier because I was just there. Those were the ruins that I found and started picking up ruin items from just
Might you spare a moment of your time?
I guess a couple of trips here ago. I am usually loath to harm wildlife, but the dread turtles of Gualkruban are overbred and are straining the local resources, so I'll also kill some turtles while I'm there. And I have to go there later. Since that's not that pressing of a quest at the moment. So what's left? Well, I guess climb the sloping path. That will be up. Oh, let's go this way. Here is the slope I need to climb. Up this way. Oh, something's here. The bodies of 2 Uruks lie here in the grass. Slain by an arrow, it looks like. Alright, and this one is also slain by an arrow. An elven arrow. That means that there is an elf that doesn't like Uruks around here. Well, that doesn't narrow it down very much, does it? Are there any elves that like Uruks? Probably not. Hello, look at this. An elf that apparently doesn't like Uruks.
Those are my arrows. Return them to me and I can slay more Uruks.
I think that this is everyone's interest, slaying more Uruks, that is. Well, I suppose that makes sense. Silver Cup of Will. Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
I am pleased to see we share a purpose. Or at least we have our hatred of orc kind in common.
My name is Bregaleth, and I came from a distant Imladris on a journey of my own, but hearing that the Uruks abroad in Eregion caused me to divert my steps. Now I slay the creatures wherever I find them, and will bring word of what I have seen back to Elrond when I know more. Tell Bregaleth that the Uruks speak of the wizard Saruman as if he were their master. This is most concerning. but a dead Uruk serves no master. Let us call these creatures and stalk the ruins of Caras Gelebren, and afterwards we can discuss if they spoke truth or falsehoods. Alright, so kill Uruks within Caras Gelebren. I suppose I could do that. Looks like I should have taken this part of the quest first, since didn't I already kill many Uruk in this area? In fact, looks like I must have killed 5 before, because it says I need 5 more for that quest. Well, I'm sure that I can find 9 more Uruks without any trouble. In fact, there's one right over there. That was quick. For some reason, this cornerstone wishes me to examine it. New deed. Dwellers of Old Swanfleet. What? Dwellers of Old Swanfleet? You have discovered an old cornerstone. Well, alright. Dwellers of Old Swanfleet. Find 7 locations. Yeah, like, I'm gonna find all of those things. It appears that one of those Uruks was carrying a note. Mauhai! Flotokishi Nogat Asguj Gimbot Nambonu. Forget it! I can't speak that language. Oh well. Bring the Uruk report to Baragoth on the slope northwest of Caras Gelebren. Oh yes. On the slope. Is there any chance that you can read Uruk?
Slaying Uruks may be its own reward, but finding a clue to their purpose here is even better.
I understand you found a report from one of the creatures? It gives me no joy to read the black speech, but it is much worse to speak than to read. Here is what the report says in a language that does not cruelly twist my tongue. Warriors, scout the old forges in Holeen. Find relics of elvish jewelcraft. I want not worthless trash. I desire lore. The elves made rings there. I wish to find their lost artisan knowledge. Well, alright. I suppose that isn't exactly what I call corroboration, but putting it into simpler words. Yes, this is worse than I expected, Pine Lore. For some unfathomable process, Saruman the White has betrayed us. He seeks the ring lore of Eregion, and he has sent these Uruks to obtain it. Yes, that is what we've got there. Wait, did I just upgrade helmet?
The elves of Eregion were deceived before by gifts and promises of secret knowledge.
The elves of Eregion were deceived before the words of kindness, Pine Lore, by offers of gifts and promises of secret knowledge. It was this lesson hard learned, but I have spent these many years believing this. Thus, we learned it well. Indeed, I said we, for I dwelt at the Celebrimbor city in those days. It was a grand sight of art and learning, its wide green lawns and smooth stoned lanes to be found on both sides of the river. Mirabel it was, the jewel town, and Caras Gelebren, the silver bastion. It was a welcoming place. Too welcoming. Baraglass stares at you steadily. I ask that you return to the city above and see the state of it. There may be artifacts within that we should keep from the Uruks, and from their master, whether he be a wizard or no. I will examine whatever you find and judge if it is still a danger to the elves among the bones of Celebrimbor Citadel, or only grief still to be found. And what will we find there? I guess we'll find that out in the next episode of Lore of the Shadow.